there's been so much discussion, and one of the things that we've been so concerned about with regard to East Carolina is funding for the Brody School of Medicine. And I know you have worked way over time on that issue. There was some progress made in the last session to help restore some of the funding that had been cut from Brody, but people may not realize, the Brody School of Medicine operates off of state funding and basically whatever money that they can make from patients, but a lot of the patients are Medicaid patients, and so all these cuts in Medicaid have really been difficult for the Brody School of Medicine at ECU.
They have. It's the safety net provider for Eastern North Carolina, so most of the patients are either government sponsored or charity care or uninsured. So, it does kind of put a pinch on the budget when our state funding has gone down over the several years. And then, of course, Medicaid and Medicare reimbursement. And there were some policy issues that kind of hurt us a little bit last year, but our delegation worked really, really hard, and I think we ended up getting some of that back. We're okay, but what we're looking at now is how do we sustain Brody in the future?
Your job here is to educate, be a resource for legislators when they have questions, to help them understand what's going on. Would it be fair to say that a lot of folks who have not been as helpful just really don't understand the way that the med school at ECU is funded?
Yeah, I think that's very true, very true. We have a different model down in Greenville. We've, as you know, have enjoyed a 40-year plus relationship with Vidant Medical Center, but we are not the same model as our other state medical school, UNC. The hospital and the School of Medicine are not the same organization, and that puts some fiscal constraints on those partners, but it's a great model. It works well, but it's very poorly understood.
Yeah, but I will have to hand it to you and folks from general administration and others who've lobbied so hard and helped people understand it. I think as a result of that, we keep hearing about SODCA and UPL. Nobody knew what that was 2 years ago, but now if you know anything about the med school in Greenville, you know what SODCA and UPL are. SODCA is the ability to collect debts from people through garnishing their tax returns and lottery holdings and things like that. Other state agencies are allowed to do that, but they stopped East Carolina and they stopped the med schools from doing it 2 years ago. Right. And so that's been a battle, and that ended up costing ECU into the millions of dollars.
Yeah, it was about last year $6.3 million that the school actually gains from those people who owe us through lottery winnings and through tax refunds now. And actually, it's not the School of Medicine that collects. We turn those accounts into the Department of Revenue. And this is after, it probably takes about 18 months for someone's account to be turned over. This is after we've tried to qualify them for charity care, payment plans. So it's not like you don't pay your bill and you get turned into the Department of Revenue.
There's a process.
There's a process.
Yeah. All right. What else are hot topics for East Carolina? I know a lot of your issues deal with the board that I'm on, with the Board of Governors, which meets later this week as well. And so, there's a lot of helping people on our board understand things. But what else is going to be hot at the General Assembly for ECU this year? Anything you can think of?
Well, I think for all of our campuses too, there are some issues with efficiencies that we'd like to get done. We are a business, just like healthcare is a business. We like to think our chancellors operate our campuses as a business. So there are some policy issues that we're going to try to change around that give us a little bit more flexibility to use our money more efficiently, save money, and then continue our work.
Of course, the big issue is the budget. And there is no doubt that the university system has taken a tremendous hit in the last 3 years from the budget. And, we were hoping that this might be the year that things kind of take a turn into the new direction. But then the tax reform package is put in last year, and all of a sudden the projections are way below what they thought they would be coming out of the second quarter. Of course, the first quarter starts on July 1st. We've just completed the second quarter. We won't know what those revenue numbers for fourth quarter were, or for the second fiscal quarter, which would have been October through December, for another month or so maybe.
Right.
But everybody's optimistic that coupled with the fact that December sales tax, November sales tax for the Christmas selling season is going to put the state kind of back in line with where it needs to be. But right now, it looks like the university system could be getting more cuts from the General Assembly.
It does, and I think we certainly are not alone. We have gone through a process over the past years, all of our campuses, on trying to create efficiencies, trying to, take cost out of the system, and, we're just about at the tipping point, or are at the tipping point now, where, there's really not a whole lot more that we can do to get costs out of the system.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you go. I know you got to get across the street. Are you going to be there for the swearing in for Speaker Moore?
I don't know that I'll make it up to the gallery. I understand they're handing tickets out, so I don't know that unless I think it's my guess is it's full right now.
Well,
So I don't know.
We might not get in.
Well, maybe you have
Ari,
tickets.
Did you get us tickets? Michelle is saying you got to have a ticket to get in this morning.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. So I don't
on the
know.
outside looking in, man.
Oh, you're a
we should have hit the speaker when he was here.
You're a VIP. They'll let you.
No, I don't know. No, they probably put me in handcuffs if I tried to get in. All right, Michelle, thank you, dear.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you.
Good to see you, too.
And thank you for all you do for East Carolina. You do such a great job for us, and we appreciate it.
Well,
very much.
thank you.
All right.
It's a great place to work.